My Teacher for President by Kay Winters, illustrated by Denise Brunkus. The publisher of this book, Dutton Children's Books, New York.
Dear Channel 39, I saw on TV that elections are coming. At school, we have been learning about the president's job. My teacher would be just right. Let me know what you think. My teacher loves White Houses. She's used to being followed everywhere. When my teacher walks into a room, people pay attention. My teacher goes to lots of meetings. And she's always signing important papers. My teacher acts quickly when there's an emergency. And she says healthcare is important. My teacher likes to go on trips. She deals with the media every day. My teacher would be good for the country. She wants to clean up the earth. She finds jobs for people. She is a good listener. She believes in peace. My teacher would make a great president. Love, Oliver. P.S. Just make sure she doesn't leave before the end of the year.
Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed My Teacher for President. Unfortunately, I can't be the President of the United States. At this point, the President of the United States is still up for grabs. The Democratic candidate running for President is Barack Obama, and the Vice Presidential candidate running with him is Joe Biden. The Republican presidential candidate is John McCain, and the Vice Presidential candidate for the Republican Party is Sarah Palin. Boys and girls, you will now hear Mr. Barack Obama and Mr. John McCain share their thoughts about why they should be President of the United States of America. Boys and girls, remember to listen carefully. You must decide the President of the United States of America. Your mission right now is to do research and decide which candidate you support to become President of the United States of America.
Land. First response to you, Senator Obama. You have 2 minutes.
Well, thank you very much, Jim, and thanks to the Commission and the University of Mississippi Ole Miss for hosting us tonight. I can't think of a more important time for us to talk about the future of the country. We are at a defining moment in our history. Our nation is involved in 2 wars, and we are going through the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. And although we've heard a lot about Wall Street, those of you on Main Street, I think, have been struggling for a while, and you recognize that this could have an impact on all sectors of the economy. And you're wondering, how's it going to affect me? How's it going to affect my job? How's it going to affect my house? How's it going to affect my retirement savings or my ability to send my children to college? So we have to move swiftly, and we have to move wisely. And I've put forward a series of proposals that make sure that we protect taxpayers as we engage in this important rescue effort. Number one, we've got to make sure that we've got oversight over this whole process. $700 billion potentially is a lot of money. Number two, we've got to make sure that taxpayers, when they are putting their money at risk, have the possibility of getting that money back and gains if the market and when the market returns. Number three, we've got to make sure that none of that money is going to pad CEO bank accounts or to promote golden parachutes. And number four, we've got to make sure that we're helping homeowners, because the root problem here has to do with the foreclosures that are taking place all across the country. Now, we also have to recognize that this is a final verdict on 8 years of failed economic policies promoted by George Bush, supported by Senator McCain. A theory that basically says that we can shred regulations and consumer protections and give more and more to the most, and somehow prosperity will trickle down. It hasn't worked. And I think that the fundamentals of the economy have to be measured by whether or not the middle class is getting a fair shake. That's why I'm running for president. And that's what I hope we're going to be talking about tonight.
Senator McCain, 2 minutes.
Well, thank you, Jim, and thanks to everybody. And I do have a sad note tonight. Senator Kennedy is in the hospital. He's a dear and beloved friend to all of us. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Lion of the Senate. I also want to thank the University of Mississippi for hosting us tonight. And Jim, I've been not feeling too great about a lot of things lately, so have a lot of Americans who are facing challenges. But I'm feeling a little better tonight, and I'll tell you why. Because as we're here tonight in this debate, we are seeing, for the first time in a long time, Republicans and Democrats together sitting down, trying to work out a solution to this fiscal crisis that we're in. And have no doubt about the magnitude of this crisis. And we're not talking about failure of institutions on Wall Street. We're talking about failures on Main Street and people who will lose their jobs and their credits and their homes if we don't fix the greatest fiscal crisis probably, certainly in our time. And I've been around a little while. But the point is we have finally seen Republicans and Democrats sitting down and negotiating together and coming up with a package. This package has transparency in it. It has to have accountability and oversight. It has to have options for loans to failing businesses rather than the government taking over those loans. It has to have a package with a number of other essential elements to it. And yes, I went back to Washington, and I met with my Republicans in the House of Representatives, and they weren't part of the negotiations, and I understand that. And it was the House Republicans that decided that they would be part of the solution of this problem. But I want to emphasize one point to all Americans tonight. This isn't the beginning and the end of this crisis. This is the end of the beginning if we come out with a package that will keep these institutions stable. And we've got a lot of work to do. And we've got to create jobs, and one of the areas, of course, is to eliminate our dependence on foreign oil.